Riskiest decision you took while building R3 factory? One that could have cost you everything. Hi, Mr. Mukul.
Hi, Sayed.
Thank you so much for joining
Welcome. It's an
LeadersTalk.Global.
honor.
So, before we start, sir, we would like to go back to your survival.
Yeah.
Because before the success, there is a mode of survival in everyone's life. So, what was the darkest phase of your life when you genuinely didn't know how things would work out?
Yeah, sure. Before I started my business journey, so I had already worked for 13 long years. So, in fact, luckily, I always knew that how to fight the battle and how to make a business case. I was actually a business development manager.
Okay.
And in 2016, and this is when I started thinking of having my own business. And because my passion was not only to feed myself, my passion was always to create a job.
Okay.
And that was the time when I started Telco D, and after a few months I started R3 Factory.
Okay.
So you call it a darkest, I would say, the struggle phase of my life. So all I had was my Corolla and dear friend of mine, and 300,000 in my pocket. And I had a customer with me, and he was in Nigeria. So he would order me 300, 400 phones a week, and my job was just to go and search for those stock and supply them the stock. And the supply was also very, like say, the way money used to come. Somebody will pay me money, I'll give the stock to someone, and they will take it. So that was itself was, I would say, very strenuous, quite a lot of hard work. But I think that pushed me inside the business. And coming to the darkest phase of it, very soon I realized that I'm into something which will not give me enough of time for my family.
Okay.
And so I would say this is where it all began. And I don't know how great I have done, but I have grown with the realization that at least in a business, something will be dropped. I think I'm not saying I did not choose to drop the family thing, but it had happened.
Okay.
But good news is we have survived now. I've done a bootstrap. So what you see, R3 Factory is all bootstrap. We are a team of 22 people. So the dark phase, has evolved, and it has helped me to do the right thing, to focus on the right thing, being self-aware. And even today my kids also understand what I do. So somehow I have converted that dark phase into something which makes sense for me, because every business owner has to give enormous number of hours, right? And people say work-life balance. I feel that all of a sudden I just simply laugh it out when someone talks about work-life balance. I say there's nothing called work-life balance. All you're doing is only one thing: you're breathing, right? You don't really say, okay, I'm breathing for the office, I'm breathing for the home. So you breathe. So you have to just believe yourself.
When life humbled you so hard that it reshaped you who you are today.
Yes, and I think, as I said in the last question, I spoke about the family life. I think so. While I knew that I'm not able to give enough of time to my family, and it had lots and lots of learning. It was like, say, running a company with a very heavy heart, right? Because while I love and I'm so passionate about the sustainability, and by the way, this is what we do here, the sustainability thing. But I always used to think, okay, whom I am doing this for what? I always had the notion that at some stage I will have around 10,000 people, working with me, working for me, or whom I'll be working for or working with. But I did not have this level of clarity. And the turmoil which I mentioned to you had made me further realize, right? I think as long as I'm able to meet my needs and my emotional needs, and so all I am doing is for the society, and money is always a byproduct. So I think it had helped me to get the clarity. The humility element has also come and creeped in, and I think it has gone to my value system. Today, I think that I can face any kind of challenges. So the darkest phase actually has become the brightest weapon, you can call it. And I am quite grateful to the God who has helped me to have this kind of learning.
What did that phase teach you, basically?
The phase taught me that, as I said, being self-aware, and I think that is the biggest lesson anyone can have. And once you are self-aware, right, so you always take the right action
Yeah.
for that given time, right? For example, let's say I walked into R3 factory today, and I knew that I'm going to meet you. I did not know that I'll be facing such kind of questions. But if I were, like, say, imagine that I'm nervous, so I need to meet Sayed, and I need to really make up lots of different answers, I won't be sitting able to sit here and talk to you. So being in the moment always helps you. So, like, say, for example, uh, I had several dark moments, like, say, personal, professional, but I chose the personal one because that has affected my life so dramatically. Uh, it caused me very heavy diabetes, and I can't even tell you, like, my diabetes was 15, 16. And I lost my mom last year.
Okay.
When I say last year, means 2014 November. So that was very, very sad moment for me. I was very close to her, and then I realized that life is always full of challenges. Right? There was a
Exactly.
book written. There was a book called "Who Moved My Cheese," and there's a mention of maze. And
Yeah.
I think we all live in a maze, right? And we can be one of the characters. And one of I would say so-called my mentor asked me to read the book, but it's just hardly 2 hours book. I read that when I was in engineering college, and at age of 45, I again read it, and then I realized that what that book means. And I think I say I've always had the self realization. So I always knew, and I think there was always all kind of answers you always have. It's just matter of knowing that which answer fits you to particular given moment. So to answer your question, self awareness helps you to take a right decision, right?
Okay.
So one can have so many challenges, personal, professional. Recently, in fact, we have started dealing with the telcos, by the way, telecom operator, and I had to take a risk of nearly a quite huge amount. I took that risk. I went to that place, met all the big bosses, and finally convinced myself. But that was still a risk, right? Giving somebody a stock without having money. So, but it all come out positive. So,
Okay.
thank God.
When everything was going wrong at your past, money, people, confidence, what kept you standing?
See, as I said, like, I do a business. My motivation is, to make a business which is purposeful, right?
Exactly.
If you go to any traditional successful business owners, uh, I'm not saying all of them, but many of them would say that, okay, this is like not the way. It should focus on money and make more money and more money. I always see money as a byproduct, and byproduct of the work which you do and the good work which you always do. So my purpose was, like, say, as I said, I have always been very motivated since the childhood, not just when I started doing business. My purpose was always to be useful to other people,
Okay.
and that has stuck in me. And I think whatever I have done, so if you see that, go back to my entire phase, you will see there are lots of elements which are social element. So I, in my fraternity of business, like, say, where I am into electronics, mobile phone, laptops, gaming, tablets, quite a lot of people know, I know them, and they know me on an entrepreneur level. No, they know me and I know them. I have started my college alumni. I led them, so quite a lot of people know me. So thousands of people know me. I, in fact, led one of the political revolution back in Delhi,
Okay.
which is called Aam Aadmi Party. I'm still proud of whatever I've done.
Okay. Great.
So I think, coming back to the purpose, like, say, even though if I have no money or even I'm in debt, but I think the purpose excites me, and I think that has never let me, go down or go off the track. Yes, my moment has been terrible, to tell you honestly. Like, when I had the, diabetic, serious diabetes,
Okay.
serious. So I felt like, why I'm being here, and when I could not really manage with my, with my family the way it was supposed to be, I was thinking, like, what should I do? And desperation, like, to very severe level. But very next moment, knowing the purpose has always, helped me charge. And since my intent was always clean and clear, so that has never thrown me out of the, track.
Okay.
So I stayed on the track. Purpose was always loud and clear, and I always constantly getting feedback from people like, okay, you're doing in the right path and this and that. So I think purpose and the feedback, though feedback is not important, but it is important. For example, let's say you are into amazing, digital marketing, and if nobody gives you feedback,
Yeah.
you'll feel a little down. So I think feedback is important. So while you do your work with a great proficiency, feedback is also important. So my feedback is all comes from my people,
Okay.
and people who are in touch with me, people whom I'm connected with. And it's a journey. I think now it's a journey. We are in the beginning of 2026.
Yeah.
So I'm sure I'll have lots and lots of sail through and lots of sailing throughout the year. But I think this time I feel that I can never felt like so relaxed, and though there are lots of intensity, but I still feel so relaxed. I'm sure I think this year and time to come will be phenomenal.
Okay. Who believed in you when there was no proof of success?
Yeah, I think honestly, I would say my parents. I think
Okay.
my father definitely, and my mom. But my father has a major role in my life, and he believed in whatever I'm there today,
Okay.
because his push for society has been there when I was a child, right?
Okay.
And he always constantly, I think, even in sleep, if you wake him up, he'll say, okay, what do you think we should be doing? He said, okay, let's work for society.
Okay.
And his learning has actually goes back to his father, because his father passed away when I was in high school, and he was like, we come from very rural village, and rural background, and somewhere in north of UP. There's a place called Modia. This is where we all grew up, and he was in village, and he can say mud house and this and that. That time, his dad wanted to set up a factory. Uh, Unfortunately, he passed away, and so when he grew, he had this kind of notion. He worked hard. He built his career. He was one of the brightest engineer. So he wanted to pass his learning to me, and whenever I would walk with him, I loved him. So that kind of learning he passed to me. So he has always been like a iron pillar, so always been support, like even to till today he is the support to me. So I would say he's the one. And coming back to my family, my kids have always believed in me. Wife has been a teacher, is the greatest teacher of my life.
Okay.
Right, so when I say greatest teacher, like obviously, though I've not been a great husband, I can say it openly and honestly about it. But I think the lesson which I have learned through her, due to her, I wouldn't have really learned. So uh, great success, I think. Yes, lots of things happens in your life, but I think there's always a learning, there's always a lesson. So she has been the one, my dad has been the one, and my other rest of the members. And most important, the feedback which comes from the people around you. I've also got some great friends, and they constantly believed in whatever I do. They always say, Manukul, you've got lots and lots of ideas, and they always made me realize I'm something I may not doing something right or wrong. But the most important pillar has been myself, and so you hear everything's out, process all the thoughts and ideas, but eventually it is you who take a decision. So being self-aware, doing the lots of meditation, and once you know it, you know it. I think once you believe in yourself, then you don't need any external people to pump you up, right? So best answer could be yes, it's me. Eventually, there have been lots of people who have been there around, but I'm still here, and I'm still very committed, and I'm very happy that whatever progress we have made so far.
Okay.
So believe in myself has been the answer to it, but yes, lots of people who have also believed in me.
So, anything you want to say to your father today?
Uh, See, as I said, 2024 and November, my mom left us, and she was 67, and my dad is 75. So for us, it was very difficult because we only two brothers and there were no sisters, and he lived in a place called Allahabad, and he had been always very industrious, right? But suddenly he starts feeling sense of loneliness, because at the age, at this age where you need someone to support. But I think to our surprise, he has turned around himself. He has also learned the hard way out, right? So I believe you're doing amazing. I think you don't have to uh, really feel that. In fact, rather he is not. I'm sure. I think if he hears it out, he himself is a very strong person overall altogether. Actually, he's a source of motivation.
Okay.
So we all are here for him, and I'm sure. And right now, as I said, he's become a mentor to one of the leading engineering college in North India as a mentor, and his job is to nurture these students, to good in their entrepreneurship.
Okay.
Today, both the kids, my elder brother is also entrepreneur into medical division. I'm into sustainability division. I do sustainability. He creates lots of thalassemia and blood sugar testing, etc.
Okay.
So I think he has got everything is great, I would say, and I think he accepts the moment, which is very very good. And he himself also is a vipassana meditator. He understands what goes around, what's happening. Yeah.
What belief about yourself had to change before your life started changing?
Okay, so I think uh, what has to change in me is just nothing but, as I said, being more self-aware. So I started doing business in 2017, and in 2018 I took a course which is meditation course. It has got nothing to do with my technical knowledge, nothing to do with awareness of mobile phone, etc., etc. It was a course when I actually got to learn about myself. So the self knowledge has helped me to sail through, and the self knowledge itself will help me to sail much longer, make bigger impact. So I think one only I was lucky that I could realize this much sooner in my entrepreneurship journey.
How do you silence fear?
Okay.
Remove fear when you are making decisions that can change everything.
See, honestly, I believe that one has to be fearless, because I think what could be the opposite of fear is actually having no fear.
Yeah.
So there's always a plus, and so there's a minus. And so one thing I've always taught myself, as I said, like my journey and this that has helped me to live in a life without fear, live life without you know greed, etc.
Okay.
Anything which is negative, I always shun that off. There have been a moment wherein I could easily become greedy and be self-centric, but I have realized that that doesn't really help. So anywhere where I can properly breathe and take a easy breathe and be easy with myself, I can get proper sleep. Is always lots and lots of power.
Yeah.
So even the moment which feels very risky and quite fearful, actually not risky and fearful. Yes, I do get, because running a business, and we had like around 7 to 8 million dirham worth of business annually, and I really want to do 15-20 million dirham a day, a year. But I think I believe that if I can stay focused and if I can help my team to get focused, I think these all things are achievable. So to answer your question in short, just knowledge of self.
Okay. On days when motivation disappears,
Yeah.
what discipline or principle carries you forward?
So it's a consistency, and I think, as I said, since like we are running with the purpose, and purpose of circular economy, what it means is we want to minimize the e-waste right now. Today, there's a huge amount of e-waste sitting there. Recently, I said around more than a million, ton of waste which gets produced, and what kind of impact we can make. So that is a very huge purpose, and if by minimizing the e-waste, not really destructing it, can help us minimize the real problem. That itself is a big motivation. So first and foremost, I don't work because there's a motivation. I strongly believe the purpose is very big, and we are trying to innovate. We're trying to create new kind of innovation, which will help us achieve that. So through people, so there's every day. I never felt like even for a second it's very demotivating. Yes, it has been some frustration. So you get frustration while doing things. Maybe a system is not working. If people are not meeting your expectation, but eventually everything boils down to you. And I think
How you doing them?
yeah. So and I have feeling, and I think I heard from Jeff Bezos. I love him. He said like when he's stressed, so he worked more harder on it, and I think that's very obvious. Like so for example, if you're stressed out of paying someone, okay, go and pay them. If you don't have money, find a way how you can pay them. So as simple as that. So whatever problems you have, I think work on it harder rather than taking stress to heart yourself, because being depressed, being sad doesn't really help you.
Exactly.
So I think just work on it, and there's something called power of manifestation. So I think if you tell yourself you're going to make it, and you be true to yourself, I think nothing will stop you.
Do you believe mindset creates reality, or does reality shape mindset?
I think it's always a mindset which creates a reality, because today we are here,
Yeah.
and I've never heard of millions, but now we do. We do multi-million dirham worth of transaction. I'm sure it will reach to a billion dirham transaction, and very, very soon than what anybody can expect from us. But imagine, like, when I started, same place, I took it in 2017. So I always had in my mind that what I'll be creating. And after working, constantly working, building, this is where we are today. So there's a very big reality. People know us, we know them, we're making an impact, and people outside the world also acknowledge us, right? So mindset is definitely very, very important. Life is a story, and I think you should tell the story very effectively in order for people to hear. And whatever I've done is all through mindset.
Riskiest decision you took while building R3 factory? One that could have cost you everything.
Uh, See, financially, like say, we were reaching out to the telcos, and telcos wanted us to give a stock in the on the credit term. And I think in our business, which is mobile phone, value is very, very high. It's always huge business, and we had to really build the trust, right? uh, I don't want to call a riskiest. Actually, it was the smartest decision which we have taken, and such kind of decision we have taken over the period of time.
Okay.
So I believe that if you understand the risk well, it may not be necessarily a risk. And in fact, there's one of the wholesaler, he wanted us to give a stock on credit, and we were just flipping numbers, etc. And though it costed, because the guy, the risk turned out to be true, but we somehow managed it. So when I'm saying somehow, means like we always did the calculation, right? And we come out. So I believe that being self-aware, and you cannot be you can't just drive carelessly, and you won't just go and hit other car. In a business is the same, and when you are self-aware, you will not go and hit your business against the wall and say, oh no, we are finished. So I think there's always a plus and minus every day. There's always a plus and minus, but I think every time when you take a risk, there's always a risk, by the way. But I think if you really understand the risk, probably this risk may not be, fear of risk is totally unfounded.
Turning point.
Yeah.
Where struggles slowly started into stability.
Yeah. Exactly. So I think, as I said, this has been a journey. When I started doing R3 factory, and it has been our 9th year. So initial years when I was supplying phones to Nigeria, I have to have good orders, and every month we do good turnaround.
Okay.
But the fear of getting the money, stock coming back, and zillions of questions, etc., helped me to shape up R3 factory.
Okay.
So that brought in some level of stability. And when we started, Lenovo came to our way, and they said, okay, can you clear up all our DOA, DAP? DOA, DAP stand for dead on arrival, dead after purchase. We took it, but we knew that this also will change. So by being constantly aware that whatever is good today will change tomorrow, and when you know this fact, you can always take the next step. So many of the companies which I have seen around, because they don't have this kind of self-awareness, if they have a good business case, they stick onto it, and if it works, good for them. Doesn't work, they succumb to the issues. That has never been our case. So Lenovo came, went, Noon.com, Amazon came, and in fact we still do with them, but we understand it will also go down. We have slowly evolved. So today we are getting into the distribution part of the business, wherein we can supply used phone with high quality to the IR channel. I'm sure that also will change. So we are gradually moving as per the market.
Okay.
And not letting the fear and the threats of the market overcome us.
What unseen sacrifices did you make that people only notice after your success?
As I said, I think the beginning has been the family. When I started in 16, my daughter was two years old, and my son was 5 years old. And today, obviously, we are in 2026, so they have grown, they have become big. So obviously, I miss their childhood. So even though they were close to me, I miss their childhood. I could not be the great husband who can always be around. So these things which I have definitely missed out. I've been, like say, staying away, having very limited time to go back to the, to my parents,
Okay.
has been one of the element which where I missed. So obviously, on a personal front, you miss a lot. I think lots of things which you miss, but same time, having a feeling that there's a backing, there's a backing and there's an understanding, or they are still around you. So that also has been the support
Okay.
factor. So plus and minus both, I would say. But yes, I definitely missed being a great father, which I still would love to. Uh, and I'm sure that I think this is rather than waiting, it will all start happening from now.
We also run a powerful community called BFFC, bringing together all the CEOs, founders, and
Yeah.
entrepreneurs. What was the vision behind that?
Yeah. So
Starting a BFFC group.
see, I started this R3 factory back in 2017, actually early 17, and some of my friends had told me, okay, you should do a business networking. But I did not know what is the right timing for the networking. So I joined one of the prestigious networking group, and I was part of one of the chapter. And very soon I realized that, oh, it takes so much of time. While I should be spending my time to build my business, I'm spending time to network where I don't have a solid ground.
Okay.
But one thing I realized that you need to be always surrounded with the powerful people. So that was a learning then. So we had a simple WhatsApp group, and I started in 2021.
Okay.
Somewhere in January or March maybe, and then there were a few other people, those who believe that it's good. At least WhatsApp group is anyway common. I think quite a lot of people use WhatsApp, and there are zillions of WhatsApp group. So we thought that, okay, why can't we just add up all the entrepreneurs? And after some time, I realized that I'm into circular economy business. And so when I started, I did not know that why I'm doing it. But at the same time, after some time, I realized that this kind of setup will also help me to improve my business, because circularity is not where the manufacturers have the item. It is the normal consumer, it is normal entrepreneurs who have the items. And since we have a company called R3 Factory, buy, repair and sell, repair, renew, reuse, so the community plays very vital role. So why it helped me, I thought, like, why it's only helping me, we can also make a community which can help everybody else, because everybody is after buying, selling, repairing. Everybody is not buying, selling, repairing. I'm just saying everybody is all about buying and selling. And if you can really create two meaningful connections, so it would really be great. And today we've got around 800 people, and we meet month on month. We recently had 38th meeting. I strongly believe that the community can go, society can grow when we have very strong entrepreneurs, community. And what I realized that not only here, everywhere, all the SMEs, small entrepreneurs, they don't have proper support system. So they can go and register the company, they can go and pay money to do digital marketing, they can spend money to do the develop the product, etc. But real advisor, real support is not there. And even if you go and join some business networking, you have to pay a hell lot of money. And then when you go with the with that mindset, you always think of gaining something. So this is where we see a problem. And I felt that, okay, if we can cut that part off, and we simply build a community, it will help us as to run a very powerful business, and same time it will help everyone else. So we started it. It's you can call it it's an experiment, and so far I can see it has been phenomenally very, very good, very successful so far. And lots of business people, we say that role of a business person is to connect to the right kind of business people. And once they do that, business happens automatically. So business is a byproduct there. So it's a byproduct of the good connection. So I think with that vision, we are here in Dubai. I'm sure when things will start scaling up, once people start feeling that this community is part of their own business, this will grow by itself. So today we have got, let's say, around 800 people, and I'm sure it will be 80,000 people at some stage.
Okay. So what is the meaning behind BFFC?
So it's just like as I said, since it is networking, so BFFC stands for Business Friends Forever Community.
Okay.
So when I say we all are entrepreneurs, like you are entrepreneur and there are thousands of other people are entrepreneur, and if you put them together and give them a very meaningful platform where they can talk about what they are selling, what they are buying, what problems they are facing, and if you can be part of it, collectively we can solve any problem. So that was the name. It was a community, and we really trying to bring people together.
How has been surrounded by CEOs and founder elevates the thinking and standard?
Yeah, so one thing I realized when I started my business, I thought that I'm the one only who has got so much of challenges. But when I go around and meet different kind of entrepreneurs, one thing which I see that the common problem with everybody is the same, right? So everybody has their own struggle and challenges, and but the fight to these challenges are common with everyone. So when I am surrounded with all the entrepreneurs, I just feel this is my own community. I am meeting my own reflection. So it actually, you always get to feel motivated, and you get to meet lots of very phenomenal entrepreneurs. Like so, one of the greatest entrepreneur, I would say that Suboto Saha, from nothing he has built great empire. Sohan Roy, and these are people who have created phenomenal success, entrepreneurs. Okay. We have got so many people like say Gurmeet and Shambhavi and Farida and so many people there. I just I feel motivated when I meet them. I feel lots and lots of motivation comes in. So there's no scope for any kind of dull moment. There's never a dull moment. Life is full. I'm just trying to organize that in a way that starts benefiting us and everybody else.
What do you think? What responsibility comes with influence once people start looking up to you?
See, responsibility is like sharing your story and letting people know that never feel discouraged. And this is what we try to do. Okay. Even when somebody comes to R3 factory, as an entrepreneur, I always say that our goal is to save you money. Okay. Right. It is not just a punchline, not just to attract and able to buy, repair, and sell more. That is a hard. That's a reality. Similarly, we always say that we are making an impact on the earth, because today earth has got lots of I would say global warming and pollution, etc. Our goal is to minimize the e-waste, which actually helps the earth. Okay. And we are doing it through a shared vision. Our people in our network are able to help us achieve the same goal.
If failure was removed from the equation, sir, what would most people finally dare to do?
I think the word will be very different than what word we see. Most of people are because they have lots of fear. Fear of multiple fear of financial fear is one thing, fear of family is another thing, and fear of self. I think the fear is more you can always achieve enormous, so you can reach the pinnacle of success. Okay. If you are self-aware and having no fear, that is a deadly combination.
Okay. What struggle do successful people rarely talk about, but silently live with it?
Yeah. So successful people, they talk about lots of. I always say that they show their facade. They say how tall the building is, how big is the business, how much turnover they do, but they don't talk about what challenges normally they are facing. Yeah. And I believe that really anybody, in the entire entrepreneurship world would say that okay, there are no problems. The problems are part of life, right? And they don't talk about the negative part of it. They all may go through. They all may have done something which they know, but they don't talk about it. They only talk about facade. And this is one thing which we're trying to remove and say, guys, let's be real. Because if you really want to grow, you have to talk about real issues.
Yeah. Is success more painful before it arrives or after it arrives?
I think definition of success can be many, but I think in entrepreneur's world, it is primarily when you have lots of money and when you can do lots of great things. So, and as people say and as we say, and I also strongly believe, it is the most difficult to earn the first $1 million. And I think after you have achieved that, earning remaining tens and hundreds of dollars is not that good, difficult. So it's just the first one, and you will have lots of problems and lots of difficulties to achieve that. So I would say that yes, it is painful to achieve the first level of financial success. And after that, I think things become normal. You can be at much greater ease. And today, I see that we are at the stage wherein things are beginning to change. It has taken 9 years for us to be there where we are now.
Okay. Is work-life balance a myth for entrepreneurship
Yeah.
or a misunderstood discipline?
Yeah, I think work-life balance, in my view, it's definitely a myth, and in a way, it is understood. And I would say that because we are one body, one mind, and you can't be two-person. So, for example, let's say you are asking me a question, or even if my wife or my father would still then ask the same question, you'll have the same answers. The answer will not get tweaked. Okay, who's asking me the question? So it's a myth, widely misunderstood concept, and I think you should do what makes you happy. And if you're getting happiness, you can go to any level. Yes, keeping your health in check. Health has to be always be good, and if you can maintain health and what you're doing, I think you'll do justice to everything. And if you have the right intention, for example, intention look after family, so it means that you will at some stage when the right time comes, you can also look after them well. So that has kept me going so far. I'm sure I'll be able to do that in much better way. So I would say it's still myth. So when you are with the family, be there 100%. When you're driving, be there driving 100%. When you're in business, you have to be there 100%. So and if you do with the full consciousness, whatever you do, you get the results, right? So I believe that in order to have the financial success, you have to work very, very hard and live fearless, because I think that is the biggest hindrance, we call it. Not being reckless. The difference between being fearless and being reckless means, like, fearless means be calculative what you're doing, and if you can really be self-aware, you can do everything properly. Sometimes certain things get delayed, but you will have proper landing.
A message from you to the people who wants to do something in their life,
Yeah.
but are afraid to do it.
I think this problem is there with anybody. I'm sure, like, even if you go to biggest entrepreneurs of the world and ask the same question, so they will have the same kind of vulnerability which we all humans, have it. Uh, so as I said, like, and it's a phase. For me, when I started my business, I knew that what my purpose was, and I'm very passionate about people. And I realized that no matter what company I join, I'll now be able to create 10,000, people who can be part of my system. So I knew that when I have to reach to that level, I had to start now. And I already had the finances with me, not borrowed finances, uh, not somebody had invested in me. I already had my own finances. It was my own money. I could be creative. I could experiment with lots of things.
Okay.
So I would say just start. And even if you don't have finance, I'm not saying finance is biggest hurdle. It's always a mindset. And to tell you the truth, when I did the trading business between UAE and the Africa, all it requires was the presence of mind, just a focus. So you don't have to have any kind of fear as such.
Okay.
I think the fear is what actually holds you back. And there's no tomorrow. There's no yesterday. Tomorrow is fiction. Yesterday is a memory. All we have is now.
Yeah.
So today we are here, sitting here, and you're talking to me, asking me a question. I'm able to answer what what I can deliver to the people. So same way, it's always try to live in the moment, and whatever is right, and there's nothing called wrong. If you fail, you will learn lesson. If you succeed, you'll get money. So why are you waiting for? Being a failure, you always have lesson.
Exactly.
Right? So there's nothing to fear. Nothing should hold you back.
Rapid fire round, sir.
Yeah.
One word that best describe your journey.
Risk taker.
One habit that changed your life.
Personal trauma.
Fear or failure? Which one taught you more?
None of them, actually.
One mindset every entrepreneur must develop.
Never give up.
Biggest lessons struggle taught you.
Be self-aware.
Money or meaning? What matters more today?
Meaning more.
One book or idea that influenced your thinking deeply.
Choose several books. I think the Who Moved My Cheese has been the most influential book.
One mistake you would warn young founders never to repeat.
One mistake: never get into business without proper agreement. So not make loose agreements.
One quality that defines a true leader.
Resilience.
One sentence you live by.
I live for community.
Okay. So, after being a part of this conversation, how do you feel about this vision of Leaders Talk?
Yeah, I think one thing I feel that you have been able to do, I would say, tertiary level of conversation.
Okay.
And why I say tertiary level of conversation, because you could able to get my value system. It's not a transactional level, not a tier 1 or even tier 2. It's a tier 3 conversation. It's much deeper. And I would say it's phenomenal interviews. I think, I'm sure, I never watched your interview, but I'm sure I'm going to watch lots of interviews which you have already done. So I see it's phenomenal. I'm sure that I think people who wanting to be entrepreneurs, I think will definitely get to see that what entrepreneurs go through, and they will also learn great things. In short, as I said, be self-aware, be fearless, and have a purpose in life. To be a successful entrepreneur.
Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you, Sayed. Thanks a lot.